Hey guys, welcome back to the episode. This is a continuation of our last episode, so if you haven't already, go back and check that one out, because otherwise this won't make any sense. Actually, probably won't make sense anyway. Enjoy! Hey guys. Why can't your ear be 12 inches long?
Because then it'd be a foot.
Yeah! Welcome back to the Boundless PodTrap. Brian, I think you have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Justin's still dying.
I'm trying to figure out if Justin's gonna make it or
That
if
was
we need
a
to pause
dumb
for milk.
fucking idea.
I shouldn't have done that.
Out of curiosity, how much was the hot gummy?
It said 9 million.
9 million.
No, I'm sorry, money wise.
Oh, it was like $4.
$4 for
$4 or
a
$5.
hot gummy.
Yeah.
should
I don't
give
know.
it a shame.
I literally told the lady, I
Yeah.
want stuff that's unique.
Unique?
Unique to share with my friends. And she goes, how good of friends are they?
Friends? Don't let friends eat alone.
Well,
She
shout
did
out
good.
to Hollywood Candy
Yeah, shout out.
for them providing that. While Justin's still doing his thing, let's get into Brian's topic
Yeah,
here.
so my topic. We are in the month of thankfulness.
Give me a nap.
So along those lines,
We're going to do lines?
starting with some lines, but you should be thankful that I brought some. No line.
Justin is
I
falling
am
apart.
super distracted by Justin over here sweating and snotting. Anyways, thankfulness.
Hilarious.
So something as when I was a child, I was not allowed video game consoles when I was really young because my dad had a computer.
Really? Ever since I've known you, you've had like 1 million.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know you when you were super young. I
Yeah,
guess.
super
That was-
young, elementary school
say, I
and
knew you
whatnot.
in eighth
When
grade.
everyone else, had a Nintendo, Super Nintendo was just starting to come around.
Okay.
Is it because of like?
Well, so my dad had a computer and he was like, we have a computer, you can play computer games.
There's so much porn!
You don't need a Nintendo, which back in the day, there weren't that many computer games or
Right.
good ones.
Not like today,
everything
yeah.
was being put
Today,
out on Nintendo.
shit, today
Dig
you
Dug
can-
and Reading Rabbit.
All you need is a computer. You can play with Xbox. You can play with PlayStation. Like you can play them all now.
But I got lucky and Nintendo came out with the Game Boy. And we always had a trip to Pennsylvania where we drove in a car for 2 days. And
Pennsylvania.
I think my
Did you go to Hershey?
parents figured out, hey, if we get them Game Boys for Christmas, they're
They'll
going to be
shut the fuck up. in
way
the
less
backseat.
annoying going on the trip, which they were definitely correct. So my topic today was going to be your top 3 Game Boy games. Now,
Game Boy games.
I know maybe not everyone has had a Game Boy. So if that is the case where you haven't had a handheld Game Boy or Game Boy Advance,
What about like those?
you can do Switch.
handheld Tiger games.
You can do Tiger games. You can do mobile games. But if you had a
like,
if you had a Game Boy, I'd like you to do Game Boy games. And so for myself, to give you some time to think about what your top 3 would be, and they don't have to be like, oh, they had the best graphics, because obviously
just
handheld,
games
but
you enjoy.
games that really meant something to you or enjoyed thoroughly. Starting at number 3 for me was Wario Land Super Mario 3. In this game, if you're not familiar with it, it was very Mario-esque. I mean, it was basically Mario in a Wario suit, but it was the side scroll. You had to go through different levels and just get past the levels and eventually get to the end of the game and beat it. What I really liked about this one, though, is there were secret treasures to collect in certain levels. And the more coins and the more secret treasures you collected at the end, after you beat the final boss, you got a bigger and better castle. So, like, if you didn't collect too many things, you got like a shack, and that was your thing. And so I love this game so much that I replayed it multiple times to try to get all these different, to get the top, But I had to play it multiple times to find all the treasures because this was before the internet. Well, the internet was around, but it wasn't what it is now, where you can just go and Google and find out where everything is. Eventually, I did find all the treasures, and you get a castle on the moon.
Disappointed!
Ooh.
So that was pretty awesome. So that was number 3. Number 2, Pokemon.
Which one?
Pokemon Red.
Nice.
So the original.
I've only ever played Pokemon when you guys got the new one and let me play the older one with you guys in the same room at you and Dan. Remember, yeah.
Pokemon was huge. It still is huge this day. It's crazy that it's
we
still
saw Pokemon cards at work.
Yeah, it's still such a big thing. But yeah, it was huge back in the day, and it ate up a shit ton of my life. That was another game that I played multiple times through, and it was another game that I mastered. I became a Pokemon master. No, I collected all 150.
Gotta catch 'em all.
I got all 151 because I even got the secret Mew that you could get from, I don't remember where you got it.
Fucking nerd.
And then coming in at number 1, the game that introduced me to Zelda, Link's Awakening.
So good.
Good one.
Link's,
I'm playing that right now.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm playing that right now,
Oh,
actually.
you're drinking a Powerade right
And
now.
that is another game.
With the windfish.
Yes. Story is amazing.
I'm an owl. I tell you about the windfish.
I don't know what that means.
So you haven't
You
played
played
Link
it.
the Awakening.
I know, I haven't played it, I guess.
But it was
Fuck
another one that
myself,
I
guess.
played through multiple times. Got all the treasures in that, all the seashells that got you the boomerang. Or did it get you the boomerang? Well, whatever.
I don't know. I have
Oh no, it gave you the better sword if you
Yeah.
turned in all the seashells. And then, but yeah, you had to collect all your items to get the boomerang. They recently, are you playing on the Switch then?
I'm playing it on the Switch.
And
yeah.
the Switch, if you're gonna play it, if you haven't ever played it and you were thinking about playing it,
It's
on the Switch
so
is the way to go
beautiful.
because
And the
it's,
controls
I'm
are so
surprised
much
you didn't
smoother.
say Final Fantasy.
it's gorgeous. Like you said, the controls are better because there's more buttons. You're not stuck with just 2 and having to swap out your items constantly. They made it so where some of their items are actually like on like the left, like the right bumper is now like running and you don't have to switch out for it every time you want to run somewhere.
The only difficult thing about it now is you don't have the map in front of you at all times, like you did before. Like if you played it on the 3DS, you had the map.
Oh, see, now I played on green and yellow Game Boy.
Oh, okay.
What was
original
your first game again, real quick?
Wario Land, Super Mario
That's
Land
ranked
3.
number 9 on this list.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah, so those are my top 3. All of them meant like they all had something that
Pokemon Red, number 3.
a lot of them stuck with me. Like I can still play Pokemon Red to this day.
All 3 of yours are on here.
Yeah,
2,
nice.
3, and 9. But apparently number 1 is Pokemon Yellow.
yeah.
Oh, that's fair because it's like the best of. It's like the best of Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Red. It brings it all together, kind of thing.
Isn't Red and Gold the top ones usually voted by players?
This
Apparently
was best Game Boy games of all time.
Gotcha.
So fuck yourself.
Okay.
Well, I'll go ahead and take it from here if you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
So number 3 for me, games I played religiously growing up. Number 3 for me, I loved Tetris.
Same.
I will still jam Tetris pretty much over anything. I suck at it, but I love to play it. Like compared to people who are good at Tetris, I suck, but I love it and I'll still grind it.
Did you guys watch the Tetris movie?
No.
It was actually really good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I think we talked about it, didn't we?
It's like on Apple.
Did you have something?
Is it Apple?
Is it?
Amazon? I don't know. One of the streaming service. Really good. Highly suggested.
Nice.
Because you think, how the hell are they going to make a Tetris movie? But super good.
Is it? Nice. But I can spend hours playing Tetris. There's a game called Tetris 99 now, which is like, it's a free-for-all Tetris. It's you versus 100 people. And every time you take out a line, it gives somebody else a line. So it's like a battle royale type Tetris. It's insane. People are amazing at it. But
I'm going to piggyback on that because that was one of mine. Like that's the first game I downloaded on any phone that I got back in the day. It was Tetris. Like every phone until probably this one.
yeah.
But like you said, I'm actually decent. I'm not like amazing at it or anything. But it was super fun, and that was a game that no matter where I was, I had a handheld, I had a Game Boy, like always played Tetris. So.
I can run pretty comfortably till about 15. And about 15, I get a little...
We should play one day and just see who goes further.
It's not good. It's on. Number 2 for me would be, was it Looney Tunes Adventures?
Okay.
Black and white Looney Tunes where
I played that.
you were
Bubsy
were bugs and you had to get all the carrots. Nice black
That's
and white
a good
fun.
throwback.
Right.
Oh.
So fun. Really pointless, really simple, but still kept you so fun, so enthralled. It just mindless amounts of hours of fun of sitting in the back of a truck playing. But number 1 for me, hands down, and we kind of talked about it, and you talked about it. Number one game of all time for me would be Pokemon Yellow.
Very nice.
Yeah, I spent so many hours playing that game, and then when I got older and you started figuring out all the little glitches and stuff, you go through all your old boxes and try to find the dusty old black and white Game Boy so you can try to figure out all the glitches that they talked about. Like, oh, I got to find Missing No now. And yeah.
Yeah, my original copies of Red and Yellow still work, still safe.
Yep. I still have them I'll get a hair up my ass every once in a while on long trips. I'm like, I'm going to bring the Game Boy with me and still have the original corroded batteries in the damn thing. But yeah, Link's Awakening, amazing. Link to the Past on Switch, I'll play obsessively. Any of the old NES games that you can port onto the Switch, I love and play obsessively. I'm a Nintendo guy, so anything Nintendo I'll play till the cows come home. So.
Hell yeah. Justin?
Right on. I also kind of want to second some of that. Partially. I mean, one of the games I did play religiously was a Tetris-like game, Dr. Mario.
Nice.
Mario, yeah.
I would have said that I'm pretty decent with this. I mean, me and my wife has played some Tetris stuff and like it's on the Switch. It's like a Tetris 2000 or whatever. I forget exactly what it is, but when you play like peak time Hong Kong hours, like you won't really win. Every now and then I can get pretty far, and I think it goes up to 100 levels, and yeah, I probably got up to like 80 or so, and it's like, damn, these guys are good. Like, I mean, they know what's in their next slot or whatever, and yeah, that was one of the ones I played religiously. I hated a little bit of this Dracula game, but I didn't really have too many games when it came to Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably put that at second place, maybe tied with like a Kirby's Dream Land.
Kirby's Dream Land was so good. King DDD.
That was on that list too.
And another one that I really loved and also really hated was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one. There was like an underwater one where you had to swim by these little levers or something like that, or otherwise get electrocuted by like the jellyfish and shit. It's like, fuck this game. Like, oh. Yeah.
Cool. That was it? That was pretty fast.
I know. I had like very little when it came to like Game Boy.
I mean, same. I never really had a Game Boy, so mine are more like handheld games, and I'll show you guys pictures, and you'll be like, probably. Maybe not. Who knows? So the first I had, my aunt had this game, and anytime I went over there, I was fucking playing it. And it was Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, nice.
Oh, handheld.
I had that too.
Handheld Wheel of
Cool.
Fortune. Like, I played this till batteries were dying constantly.
My screen kind of went all perma blue or whatever.
Got all bluey?
It went all bluey. I think is because my brother like stomped on it or something like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious on that. Did you get repeat?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Because I played it so much.
I just want to say my stomach hurts right now. So
like I'd have to go watch my cousin all the time, and my aunt would have that there, or we would get watched by her. That's how it started. She used to watch us, and so we would play it. And then I got old enough that I started watching him, and then I was babysitting, basically just sitting there making sure he's alive and playing that game. But I still love Wheel of Fortune to this day, and so that game to me was. I had to always turn the sound off, though, because the sound kind of got annoying. There's only a certain much of 8-bit sound you can take before you go insane, especially So that was one of my games that I played constantly. Another one, you guys kind of already mentioned it, the Tiger Electronic games.
Those are so fun.
And so two specifically that I had, and this is no surprise to anybody that knows me, Batman, the animated series.
Oh,
Very nice.
And Batman 89 as well. I had both of these, 89 and the Batman animated series.
The
ones.
Batman 89, around that time, like the original Batman game for the NES.
$109 on eBay right
Fucking
Holy
difficult.
shit.
Yeah.
All those old games.
I think,
a lot
I
of
had
old
like,
games are
what,
difficult.
especially
six
especially
positions or
89.
whatever.
And it didn't matter what version of that game you played. If it was the handheld or the Nintendo version or even the arcade version, they all were difficult for some reason. Like, they hated us when it came out to that game.
I feel like is primarily due to the newity, if you will, how
Good.
new the buttons were. Because I feel like after a
Perhaps.
while, like it just got stuck.
Yeah.
Because you're
Excuse me?
licking all the food and stuff off your fingers and then playing, and I don't know, probably just got
I mean, I had a whole bunch of those. I had X-Men and Power Rangers 1.
Street Fighter
and
2.
Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. But
that one, the two Batman ones, obviously, I'm obsessed with Batman, so I played those religiously.
Really? My parents got me mostly Disney ones of those.
I did
we
have
had
Aladdin,
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid, we had that one.
Do
you have a
Peter
sister?
Pan. No. So they gave us a Little Mermaid.
I had a Little Mermaid one too.
To be fair, I guess we did watch Little Mermaid a lot when we were kids.
Depeche Mode?
I don't know what that means.
All I ever wanted. That's Depeche
You're doing the Depeche mode? The Depeche mode?
I had the Batman Returns one
Or
too,
the
by the way,
Lacuna
but
Coil.
that one I don't think I played as much, maybe because I was kind of burned out from the other. No, so the Batman Returns one came out, and then right after that, the Batman animated one came out. I was more into the animated series at the time, being 7, 8 years old. But Batman Returns one a little easier than the '89 one, but I also was probably really young, so it probably just seemed really hard now that I'm thinking about this. I'm like, wait. So, but yeah, we didn't have like you. We had one Nintendo growing up, and then I got a Sega. So you say you're a Nintendo guy. I actually was a Sega guy.
I couldn't stand Sega guys.
And okay, go fuck yourself.
They were not my type.
Go fuck your mother. So I
See
played
that fire over there?
basically any Sonic game on the Game Gear, on those little Tiger games. They had some Sonic ones as well, or especially on. Was that your Sonic impression?
Just trying to.
That's what his heart's doing right
Yeah,
now.
that's what it's hard to do.
I can feel
movie's
the
not
burning in my stomach right now.
But yeah, it was definitely
That-
more Sonic.
Teddy bear sitting on my stomach.
Did anybody have a Sega here?
I did.
Am I the
I
only
did
one
not.
that did?
No.
So you never played like Echo the Dolphin and
I hated that game
I
too.
played
Mortal
a
Kombat?
buddy of
and-
mine had one, and well, he wasn't really a friend. He was my mom worked for his dad, so I would go in and like push him away from his system and be like, I'm playing this now, nerd.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was both.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I just always played it on
the
Sega.
original Mortal Kombat that had the green.
2 was my
blood.
favorite
Yeah.
with Reptile.
Reptile was in the first one.
MK3.
Technically, we had an argument about this on how to get him that one
He
time
was-
Was
Play
it double flawless victory.
You could
and
play against him but
at
you can't
night
play
or
him.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could fight him.
when the witch goes across the moon.
Yeah.
It's not a witch. It's Sindel.
Whatever. See,
The
now
witch.
we're getting into this again. But yeah, so I mean, I was a big Sega guy. I know you played Game Boy a lot. Like I've
Yeah.
always known you playing Nintendo.
Did you have a
everything.
Sega Channel?
I had a Sega Saturn
Sega
thing
Channel
that went on the top, and we had this flight game that was
The
really
Sega
cool.
Channel was kind of like this thing that it was like
Ahead of its time.
teleline. Yeah. So it would give you demos, well, pretty much full access to full length games, but they would expire after like 2 weeks or whatever. But they will come around like every 2 weeks. You get that. Like there was a
kind of like a Game Pass before Game Pass.
Kind of, yeah.
I was
it
gonna
was
say,
really
I
ahead
have
of its
that
time.
through PlayStation. I don't know what it's called, but I pay like $100 a year and
like
I
a
get,
Game
like-
Shark or whatever.
No, they basically just say, here's a whole bunch of free games, and we'll give you you can play these games this month. And
That is what I do
on.
miss
Did the
about like
Nintendos have a Game Genie
Well,
did.
Nintendo
or like a version of the Game
Nintendo
Genie?
didn't.
Nintendo did. I remember putting it in the slot with you had to keep the lid
Oh
open.
yeah, because you put in and then you put the game in it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, okay. They had Game Genies because PlayStation had Game Shark, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. We can.
Yeah,
just
I
look it up
remember
on
Game
our thing,
Genie and I
but-
remember Game Shark. I don't remember which went with what.
Game Genie was I had it for Sega for sure
It was on
because we needed that.
NES,
to get,
SNES, and Genesis, and
Tell you
was
what, you're
that
missing out some fun games though. Vector Man,
Sega
awesome.
3D or whatever. What was the other one?
Battletoads,
GDO or
GT, or
Wait, what are we talking about?
it's like
Sega
a
versions.
sub Sega thing.
it was like
3DO, 3DO.
3DO. Yeah, it was like
something like
Famicom
that,
to
yeah.
SNES.
I remember like those skateboarding games or where they're more racing, but you can punch the people beside you and shit. Or Road Rash and shit like that. Like I remember playing those, but no, Sega Channel was an amazing product, if you
Ahead of
will.
its time,
Oh
apparently.
hell yeah! It's
Huh.
like it gave you like a
No,
list
didn't
of
have
I
that.
don't know.
We were lucky to have
50
a
to 100.
Sega. Like, and my dad got it mainly. He got the Sega Saturn just for this jet game. That was literally the only game we had on the Saturn, and
Was
it
it
was a
like-
fun game.
Was it like a flight simulator?
kind
or-
of?
Me and my brother were like 8, 9, 10
I
years
just called
old,
it
whatever.
Top Gun. The game. I don't know if that's actually what it was called.
There's
But
a lot of volleyball in
it's
there.
like, where's this shirtless volleyball in here?
My parents used to just leave us at like 8, 9, or 10 years old, and they'd go out to eat or to
Yeah.
strip clubs. I don't know what they, whatever.
Whatever adults do.
Yeah. But No, that was our babysitter for like the longest.
Yeah.
What were those big head mode like sports games? I
Oh,
remember
for
playing
like
basketball
NBA
had-
Jam.
yeah.
not
NBA Jam
those
had the
ones.
big
It was
ones.
before
Oh, those
those. There was like a volleyball one. There was a soccer one, whatever. It was just like stubby fat people. Like
I have, so for the Nintendo, and I still have it to this day, I just don't have a Nintendo to play it. It's called World Cup Soccer, and it's kind of like that. They're all, it's like, bling, 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 bling. One of the funnest games, and then
I think that's
Bases Loaded. I
Bases
used to
Loaded
play
is
all
one
the
of the
time.
best
Bases Loaded
games.
2 is what I had the one.
I
I had a guy
just
on
like
the
there's-
Texas team called Worth, and he would just crush them every
what,
time.
2 or 3 different like sprites, and then you just see like the front or the back or whatever, and they're always like pissed off and shit.
I mean, that sounds like most games.
True.
Especially designed by Japanese people.
we never had a TV, so we never had any like actual game systems. So we only had the handhelds
Handhelds,
growing up.
You got to imagine it.
Well, we had
was
to look at
paper in
porn
a
the old-fashioned
box.
way with a pen and a piece of paper. Draw our own titties.
Why didn't you guys have TV?
I used something we never had growing up.
You seen the movie
Interesting.
Powder?
We had an Atari, but I could almost
No, I
never
actually
play it
haven't.
until I got older.
Well, it's nothing like that.
It's not like that at all. He had tons of TVs.
We had an Atari, but that was my dad's, and he was like, we couldn't play it till we were old enough to like not break it, But it had some tank game on it that was super sick, and obviously Pong and all that shit. But
Is that did you play the tank game on the computer?
We had
There's
an
like a-
television that which is very similar to Atari, which had a tank game. I don't know if it was the same
Is
one.
this tank game like just a black screen, but like it's either green or white line out,
kind of
and you just have to like
maneuvering.
turn and fight the other
Yeah.
tanks and shit?
You're like, yeah, it was almost like chess, but for like tanks, kind of. I think.
Was it like a top down or was it?
Yeah, you were looking.
Yeah.
No, the one I'm thinking of was like more of a perspective in the tank type of thing. It was
Oh,
pretty
no.
cool.
You know what game they need to bring back? Army Men 3D.
Oh yeah,
That game was
capture
fun
the flag.
as shit. Apparently, there's a BR game where you're Army Men right now too. That's starting to get popular, but I haven't even looked into it. I don't know if it's on Steam or what. But
Let's tack on to this. What are like the top 2 or 3 games that you invested the most time in growing
oh
up?
shit!
Jesus.
Final Fantasy X?
I'm surprised you didn't say a Final Fantasy for the Nintendo or the Game Boy ones.
There was
But
a
yeah, probably Pokemon besides that growing up.
Final
That's
Fantasy.
something I wanted to get into, but it's like I staved off for so long. Like
I mean,
I want to get into Pokemon eventually. I want to get it. Like everybody preached up like the Pokemon Red, Pokemon Gold, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just never did.
Yeah, and I don't know if it'd be the same at this point. I don't know if you can go back and feel the magic.
I had an emulator for a while, and I started playing one of the Pokemons. It just
probably rough
bypassed me.
and
Maybe
slow and-
I don't know.
yeah.
You really have to like RPGs. Like you really have to like the turn-by-turn combat to really get into liking Pokemon.
Yeah, I like
If you-
Final Fantasies and
Yeah.
sort of
Final
chaos or whatever.
Final Fantasy VII, I think. Well, Final Fantasy VII and the very first Resident Evil games, I easily have 1,000 hours.
I don't know if I've ever
Easily
spent
over
1,000
my-
hours on something.
Oh, I
Over-
easily have that in GTA 5, but that's
Over
because
my-
it's been out for 10 years.
Over my lifetime, yeah, easily 1,000 hours in both of them. But I've replayed Final Fantasy VII. I think I play it every other year from beginning to end, and that game takes, like, speedrunning it takes 100 hours.
Do you like the remake that came out? I loved it.
I loved it, but I don't like the fact that it's taken 2 years for the
To get the
second part to
rebirth.
come. But we have a date,
Yeah,
so,
so that's
maybe we'll
exciting.
get to see it.
Yeah.
Brian and I spent a lot of time on Resident Evil 2 when we were
That was a good one.
Yeah, that
when we
was
were in
fun.
8th grade and when they redid it.
Yeah, when they came out with it, we because we used to always stay at our friend Alex's house and play it. We'd sleep
He'd fall
over.
asleep,
We'd
but-
sleep over, and then me and John would stay up all night and play it and beat it. So when the new remake came out, we bought it and stayed up all night. We didn't beat
It
it,
was a
though. We
little-
got to the
no,
last
that
guy, and
last
we ran
guy,
out
yeah.
of ammo, and
Yeah,
it was
we
like
couldn't. We tried like 3 times,
And it was like
I was
6:30, 7
yeah, I
o'clock
was
in the morning.
We're
We're
too
like,
old for this, staying up all night.
Yeah.
bullshit.
I think that's one of the things that
because
our
that was like
generation
what,
did.
5 years ago. Because I was
Yeah.
with Heather, so yeah.
It's one of the things that our generation has done that other generations, I think, after us is not so inclined on because they just want something fast paced, whatever.
Well, they don't have the attention span for
that
something
too.
like that.
The online playing or whatever, they're missing a lot of the story. Like I still play games just for the story. I'm not really big into online playing.
Yeah.
It's like I remember playing all these Tony Hawks and all GTA, getting all
Dave
the
Mirra,
gaps.
BMX,
Dave
that's
Mirra was my
fucking
favorite.
Awesome.
The anywhere bells, the bouncy walls and shit
You
like
ever play
that.
Cool Borders?
Yes.
Yes.
That was fun.
SST
like those are two-
tricky.
Yeah.
Those are two of the games that I spend a lot. Like I really love Dave Mirra.
Dave
like-
Mirra was
yeah.
awesome.
It's like when you can just do anywhere bells and like grab onto like a pike or something like that, and then you'll just swing, and then if you let go of like the top toggles or whatever, you'll fall. And sometimes they got the ultimate bounce where you hit the ground, and you're like boom, and you like just go across the whole park. But yeah, that GTA 3, I spent so much time on that.
Yeah, I would say GTA 5 just because it's been out so long, and I'll get out of it, go back into it, get out of it, go back into it,
Right, but
And Call of Duty as a whole, not an individual game, but like I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time.
Right.
when we had those games growing up, it's like that's the only thing we had. If we get bored of things nowadays, we can just easily download another
Yeah, I have
one.
Game Pass. I just
So
go to a
many
different one.
choices.
Yeah.
And I think, I do. I've said that to my kids where I'm like, I feel like you guys have too much.
Yes.
Too many
Like-
options, yeah.
It's like we would discover glitches in the games and be able to go back and like fuck with it,
Yeah.
Right. I still try to 100% every Resident
Same.
Evil game that comes out just because I've done it since the first one. I would still want to do it.
It's like I want to find
I've
all
only
the feathers in Assassin's Creed. I want to
Right.
find all the
That's my game I got to go
secret
back
things.
to. I have Black Flag, and I'm about like 20% into it. The only game I've ever 100%ed was Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time.
You
in
were-
Arkham. Madden is probably what I put the most hours.
You
in.
were really giving Harry Potter hell. You
Yeah,
really
dude.
tried.
When it
I
comes
haven't.
to
I need to go try to 100% that because I'm at like 96% or something like that. I gotta do all the fucking Merlin trials and shit, which is like the fucking Riddler trophies in the Arkham games. It just drives me nuts.
when it comes to
I'm gonna have
sports
to YouTube
games,
some of these.
I spent so much time on like the NBA Jam Tournament Edition, NHL '94, all of the street,
Best hockey game of all time, NHL 94.
all the not all of the street games, but some of the street
That one
NHL.
is pretty sick.
Sorry, not NFL Street and FIFA Street.
Blitz.
Blitz. Oh my
Blitz.
God, Blitz. It's like once the play is done, you can still do the tackles and shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
We used to have a college version of NBA Jam that
power
we
bomb
played
those.
a lot too, and it would have like random point spots, so like 8 points, and you go and shoot it, and if you made it, it was worth 8 points or whatever. The college
on
one was
fire.
so fun, dude. So
Right.
fun.
What was it? Royal Rumble for the SNES. I think we burnt that cartridge
Oh my God.
up. We played it so much.
Well, what was No
Was that the
Mercy?
more-
We've spent.
Yeah, I mean, we spent more time on WrestleMania 2000.
Was
I
it
think.
WrestleMania 2000? I
Yeah,
don't know,
No
one of those
Mercy
two.
came out and we were super excited for
That's
it,
when
but
they
then
had
it
all
was
the
so
glitch-
glitchy, and then
yeah,
I think
yeah.
all of us
When you
lost.
climb up the ladder and like come all the way down.
And I think all of us experienced
which
the,
one was that?
the
No
glitch.
Mercy.
No Mercy.
No
and
Mercy. That was a SmackDown 2, right? No Mercy. Or
It
no?
was WrestleMania
just,
2000, the one that
game.
came after
Gotcha.
WrestleMania 2000 on the 64.
But no, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain was fucking legit.
That was the one where if you went up to the ramp and then you ran towards the end, did like a little circle to fall, and then roll, you'll be levitating, and then you can keep on doing that and glitching until you get all the way up there, and then you can just like hit somebody or power bomb somebody or whatever, and they fall the entire.
Oh, and
They can pretty much Owen Hart it.
Oh
And
my god, too soon.
It's been some
It's the
time.
blue blazer anyway.
Yeah, right.
Get it right.
Wait, that was Owen Hart? Oh my god.
You couldn't tell when his
spoilers.
mask flew off.
No, I caught his tooth.
Oh shit!
Too soon.
Games being less game nowadays. I bought Final Fantasy 16 when it came out. And when you're loading it up, it's like, do you want to play the story mode or the action mode? And pretty much story mode is just cutscenes with very little like interaction with the game.
oh, okay.
And even the cutscene mode was like 17 hours of just like
They have a
this
lot
is
of
the
cutscenes in that.
longest fucking game I've ever watched.
I've ever watched.
Yeah, I sat down and watched all the cutscenes to the new Mortal Kombat, like the Mortal Kombat remake, just because I didn't want to play it, but I wanted to see what all the hype was about.
I just watched the
Yeah.
fatalities.
and that was like 4 hours.
Jeez.
I like Mortal Kombat, but you got to play with somebody.
Man,
I feel like. I'm
Well,
big on the.
This was sick.
one.
that was a lot
This
of
was
fun.
fun sharing.
Yeah.
It's just like
And,
seeing
uh,
some of those. I mean, just seeing
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that takes me back right there.
He's showing
You
us
know what
the
game I actually
Sony
liked a lot? Pyro the
logo.
Dragon.
Oh yeah,
Spyro.
Spyro.
Spyro was great.
Spyro was
Yeah.
awesome.
Holy shit.
no,
He
and
just
his
dropped his
computer's
monitor.
No, I'm gonna have to bring my Sega and hook it up and show you some of these games I was talking about, like Echo the Dolphin and Vector Man and shit like that. Like these are fun games. I think you guys would enjoy them. But
Too much moving?
did it break?
No, I think his stomach's hurting still.
Oh. Oh yeah, you ate that fucking gummy.
You're gonna crawl. You're gonna go upstairs, and Chris is gonna be like, "Hey, chugga chugga," and you're gonna be like, "No,
No
not
chugga.
tonight, sweetheart."
No chugga chugga.
She's like,
You said it right.
Oh, no more Yankee, my wanky. The donga need food.
Oh, I don't have a joke for this.
"I tried to tell you no."
You did. I didn't listen.
I was the opposite and egged him on.
Hold on. I got to go get some milk.
We'll wrap this one up while he's up getting milk.
Let us know what your favorite games were, Eli.
Yeah, definitely.
I know you played a bunch of games, Eli, so let us know. Anybody listening, shoot us a message. Talk to us in person. I don't give a fuck.
BoundlessspodTrap at
Boundlessspodtrap
gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
Or you can
I need to make that TikTok.
you can go to our other website, Zazzle.com, and buy a merch.
You can go to our OnlyFans page, where Brian's feet are currently.
Yeah, I need money.
Rate all of rate all of John's penis.
Yep. And tune in to the next episode where we do a little bit of a game where I pit the three men against each other, but I'm not torturing them.
Coward.
I do have random prizes, though. Woo! See you next week.
Oh! Somebody, he needs some milk. Milk. Oh! Oh! He needs some. He needs some. He needs some. Somebody, Bill. He needs some. He needs some. He needs some milk.
That podcast do anything for you? Well, that's not all. Stay tuned next week for the continuation of this episode, or whenever these things come out. Later.